Porky, I didn't mean it. Skipper, you're getting to be a right big help to me.
Ellie Mae, get these varmints out of here.
Oh, Granny, they ain't varmints. They's my critters.
I don't care if they's your cousins. Get them out of my kitchen before I make stew out of them. Jed, Ellie Mae's critters are crowding me out of my own kitchen. How soon you gonna have my root cellar ready?
Well, it won't be long now, Granny. Leif Crick got the most of it done. Jethro and me's going in there, square off the corners, and put in the framing.
Well, let's hurry it up. I need a place where I can get off to myself.
Well, Jethro's down in the hole now. Let's go see how he's doing. Awful dark down there. How's it going, Jethro?
Hey, Uncle Dad! Hey, Uncle Dad! Uncle Dad, pull me up!
Okay, boy. It'll be a dandy deep one, Granny. Ain't nothing gonna bother you down there.
That suits me just fine. Of course, if a cyclone comes up, I'll let the rest of you join me in my cellar.
Thank you.
Just till it blows over. Then I want everybody out.
Uncle Dad, Granny!
What you got smeared all over you?
This here's oil.
What?
You done hit oil again. Well, I swung my pick. Pretty soon it was bubbling up and spurting all over the place.
Well, there goes my root cellar.
Let's look on the bright side, Granny. I think we're in time to plug it up. Yes, Drew. Grab a shovel. Help me fill in this hole.
Don't you want the oil?
I need more oil like Custer needed more engines. Hurry up, let's go.
Good morning, Chief.
Morning. Can you think of any reason why Jed Clampett would be digging a large hole in his backyard?
No, not unless he's going to take his money out of your bank and bury it. Sorry, Chief.
We do not joke about such things. Now find out why the Clampetts are digging.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Big smile. Hold it.
What's going on in my office?
Yes, that. Well, it seems some girl from the secretarial pool has been chosen to represent the bank in the contest for Queen of Beverly Hills.
Oh.
Chief, it seems to me that intellectual measurement should determine who will represent this bank.
You've got something there. Of course, she's got something there, too.
Morning, Mr. Drysdale. Did we have a picture of you with your bank's representative?
Well, seems only fitting and proper.
Fine. Right over here in front of the desk. Pardon me.
Chief, I thought you agreed with me that intellect was more important than cheesecake.
Oh, yes, we do want an intellectual look. You are a secretary, right?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Drysdale.
That's better.
Excuse me. And now let's have a nice big smile. Hold it. Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. I'm sure your representative will win the race for Queen.
Oh, I hope so. After all, that's what I'm paying you for.
Good morning, Mrs. Drysdale.
Good morning. Where is my husband's secretary?
She's in his office with him.
Thank you.
Do you really take shorthand?
Well, not very fast.
It's not too important.
She is a secretary?
Word of honor, this is, what is your name?
Candy Davis.
Candy, yes. Well, this is,
My name is Margaret.
Mrs. Drysdale.
See that your employees dress properly.
Yeah, see that our employees dress properly.
Dress properly, employee.
Well, now, Milburn, there is another explanation that I'd like.
Yes, dear.
Those hillbilly friends of yours are defacing that beautiful estate next to us. They're burrowing about like so many gophers. I want to know why.
Well, I did ask somebody to look into that. You.
Chief, I forgot.
She forgot.
I'll look into it immediately.
Really, Milburn, I've taken all I can from those Clampetts.
Well, I haven't. That oil money still keeps rolling in.
Money isn't that important. Who steals my purse steals trash.
Shake hands with a dedicated trash collector.
I'm terribly sorry, but Miss Commerce Bank forgot her banner.
What is this beauty contest nonsense?
Well, it's in connection with Beverly Hills' 50th birthday celebration, the semi-centennial.
You see, Margaret, it is important. The spotlight of the world will be on our fair city.
And what will the spotlight show? 4 unkempt hillbillies digging holes in the ground.
Who's going to look at them with 100 girls like this parading around?
I told you to wait in my office.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I hope you're not going to overlook the intellectual approach to this contest. The girl who wins will reign as Queen of Beverly Hills, and she wins a trip around the world.
Milburn, that's it. Winning this beauty contest could solve everything.
Oh, Margaret, Jane couldn't win with a rented figure.
But Ellie Mae Clampett could win. And naturally, her family will want to go around the world with her.
I don't like the idea.
Oh, please, Milburn, just during the semi-centennial.
No, Margaret, I don't like it.
Very well. Mother will arrive tomorrow for a 6-month visit.
I like it.
Gonna have a root cellar 60 foot deep, where I can sit alone and rock and never hear a peep. And if Ellie brings her pleasures in, I'll throw them out the door and have Jethro dig me down 60 feet more. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da. What happened?
I done struck oil again.
It's a regular plague. It's a black day, Jethro.
Sure enough is for me.
I need a root cellar the worst way. I got some goat cheese that should have been put underground a year ago. If it gets any riper, it's gonna run us out of the house.
Granny, look who's come to see us, Granny.
Jethro, what have you been doing?
Digging a hole in the ground. But every time Jethro, we ain't talking about them holes, remember?
Oh, I am. I was just trying to tell Miss Jane that every
Go
time
on outside and wash up.
Thank you. Dig the hole, Jethro. Get some. Don't talk, Jethro. Just keep quiet. Don't talk.
Mr. Clampett, we shouldn't have secrets from one another. Now, let's discuss those holes you're digging.
Well, we better hadn't, Mr. Drysdale. Liable to get you all stirred up.
What? Is it about your money? Tell me.
You see, you're stirred up already.
Let me ask Mr. Clampett's help with my problem. Perhaps that will solve yours. Could we step outside?
Yeah, but not too far outside.
Very well. Chief, why don't you stay and visit with Granny?
Granny, let me tell you some of the advantages of the modern-day bank vault over, say, a hole in the ground.
I'm listening.
Mr. Clampett, the city of Beverly Hills is about to choose a queen.
You don't say.
Yes, a number of beautiful girls have entered the race.
How many you got running?
Quite a few, but there's always room for 1 or 2 more.
And another advantage is that our vault is nice and dry. In fact, air-conditioned. Things become moldy and damp when left underground too long.
Now, I've known that to happen. But it would be a mite unhandy for me to have to go clean down to your bank every time I wanted something.
Now, but you won't have to. You just pick up the phone, tell me how much you want and when you want it, and it'll be here like that.
Real?
Yes, ma'am. Now, that'll be much handier than using your own backyard, won't it?
Yeah. Especially after all the trouble we had trying to dig them holes out there.
Now, here are some of the other advantages.
And in addition to reigning over the city of Beverly Hills as queen, the winner will also get a trip around the world.
Well, doggies.
Yes. There'll be parties and dances. She'll be the center of attention, besieged by handsome, eligible men.
You know, something like this is exactly what Ellie Mae needs to turn her into a lady.
You are right. What a wonderful idea.
Well, she got a chance of winning?
Mr. Clampett, if Ellie Mae runs for queen, I can practically assure you that she will win the race.
I hope I can get her to run.
Jed, Mr. Drysdale has done talked me into not digging any more holes. I'm for keeping everything in the vault down to his bank.
Whatever you say, Granny.
Come on in and help me toast something. We'll be right back.
You know what, Granny? The The city of Beverly Hills is going to have a queen.
No.
And you know how they're going to pick the queen?
How?
They're going to have all the girls run a foot race.
I'll be switched.
Congratulations, Chief. You did a great job.
I was mildly magnificent. How did you do?
Mission accomplished. Ellie Mae will enter the race for Queen, and the finals will be held beside the Clampetts swimming pool.
By George, that calls for a raise.
Chief, it's all in the line of duty.
Oh, no, it isn't. I deserve a raise, and I'm going to have it.
Here you are, Mr. Drysdale. Granny tells me you're going to keep all these victuals for her down in the vault in your bank.
That ain't all, Jed. If ever I need anything, he's gonna fetch it out here himself.
Well, that is surpassing kind.
I wouldn't open that until you get it down to that air-conditioned vault.
Now, Granny's got cheese in there. It'll walk down to the bank by itself if you give it a chance.
Buck up, Chief. Half a victory is better than none.
Wait till you hear who's going to run in the race for Queen of Beverly Hills.
I heard. And I think Ellie Mae will win.
Don't be too sure.
Who could possibly beat her?
Granny's going to try.
Oh, Granny, you haven't got a chance.
We'll see about that. My legs is every bit as good as Ellie Mae's.
Well, don't just stand there. Pick up your basket and let's get back to the vault.
Where do they come off thinking I ain't got a chance to be queen?
Now, cool down, Granny. I reckon they just never seen how fast you can run. On your mark.
Now, do your best to give me.
Get set.
Who won, Jed?
Well, when you passed me, appears like Ellie was out in front of you a little.
That don't mean nothing. She's out in front of me, standing still.
Maybe you better sit down for a spell. Granny, you sure you want to race against all them young girls?
You're darn tootin'. I'd do anything to be queen of Beverly Hills.
How come you're so anxious?
'Cause when I'm queen, folks will have to do what I tell them to. And I got a lot of changes in mind for this town.
Sorry I beat you, Granny.
You only beat me because we was running on level city paving. I'm a stump jumper and a hedge hopper. Ted, you and Jethro wrestle me up something to jump over. I'll show this young'un how to run.
Granny, you might could get hurt.
Like I said, Granny, I don't care nothing about being queen. You don't have to race me.
Now, you listen to me. Both of you. If I'm gonna sit on the throne of Beverly Hills, these legs is gonna take me there. Now, you get ready to run. And don't hold back.
On your mark. Get set.
How'd we do that time, Jed?
I'm afraid the young'un edged you again. You ready to sit down and rest now?
No, I'm just commencing to get limbered down.
Hello? Don? Well, I don't care what it smells like. It stays in the vault until I say take it out.
Hold on, Granny. You gotta slow down and rest a spell.
Where do you get off like that giving orders to the next queen of Beverly Hills?
No, Queen, you've been running for 2 hours straight.
And as soon as Ellie Mae gets her wind, I'm gonna race her to Pasadena and back.
Come in.
Oh, Granny, I'm to talk to you immediately about running for queen.
You in the race, are you?
Oh, no, I'm hardly at my best in a bathing suit.
Bathing suit? Why would you wear one of them things?
Well, all the contestants have to wear bathing suits.
Not me.
But it's one of the rules.
Then I'm taking myself out of the race.
I don't blame you, Granny.
Why, if I was to show up in one of them skimpy bathing suits, it might start the men folks to fighting over me. And I hear tell that these city men are bold to begin with. And one of them rascals might run up and grab me and hug me and kiss me and choke me off and marry me. And I just put myself back in the race.
So, you see, Miss Davis, being a beauty queen isn't all fun. It's lots of hard work, too.
Oh, I won't mind that. I'll just keep thinking about that wonderful trip around the world.
Wonderful. Have you ever had those shots they give you? It's a nightmare. Why, your arms will ache for weeks, and you'll break out in these large black and blue bumps, and sometimes break out in a rash.
Well, other people have gone through it. I guess I can.
Now, wait, you haven't heard the worst part of it.
Mr. Drysdale, I'm representing your bank. Don't you want me to win?
Well, of course I do. But I feel responsible. I feel duty-bound to show you both sides of the picture. You might want to drop out.
Now, don't you worry about that. Nothing can discourage me. I'm going to win that contest for you.
Thanks a million.
Well, Chief, mission accomplished. Ellie Mae will be the sole entry from the Clampett family. How did you do?
No good.
Cheer up. Ellie has a good chance of beating her.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale, can we be getting back to town? I have a date tonight with the head judge.
The finalists are the representative of the Commerce Bank, Miss Candy Davis, and our unsponsored contestant, Miss Ellie Mae Clampett. Excuse me, Mr. Milburn Drysdale, the president of the Commerce Bank, has an announcement to make.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. Due to circumstances beyond her control, Miss Candy Davis has been forced to withdraw from the contest. Oh. However, ladies and gentlemen, she will receive a trip around the world at the expense of the bank. And a substitute will appear in her place.
Our two finalists will please come forward. Miss Clampett first. And now the new entry representing the Commerce Bank.
Are you kidding? Not at all. The Commerce Bank feels that intellectual measurements are more important than physical ones. And we have every confidence that you'll agree with us.
Are you kidding? Each contestant will now step to the microphone and tell us in her own words how she intends to represent the city of Beverly Hills as queen on her world tour. Miss Jane Hathaway.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I am so fortunate as to win, you may rest assured that I will carry the message of our cultural and intellectual achievements to our sister cities from pole to pole.
And now we will hear from the winner. I mean, Miss Clampett.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my critters, especially my skunk, along with me. Because critters, especially skunks, don't get much of a chance to travel. I'm going to take my Pa and Granny and Jethro and our hound dog, Old Duke, with me. I'll be mighty proud to represent the city of Beverly Hills. But just betwixt you and me, I'd heap rather Miss Jane here would win.
One moment, please.
I figured Ellie made a right good speech, didn't she?
First rate.
Done herself proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Quiet, please. After due deliberation, our judges have come to a unanimous decision. The young lady who will represent the city of Beverly Hills as queen is none other than our distinguished judge, Miss Karen Crandall.
I'm so grateful to Bob. I mean Mr. Cummings. I mean the head judge.
Well,
She ain't milking her goat.
she ain't.
Now, Granny, wait a minute. Hold on, Granny.
She's done work that hairy ape to do it. Get out of my kitchen, you dead blatant varmints. This ain't no bar's too.
No, don't run so hard. Get off, Skipper.
I'll whop the whole kit and caboodle of you.
Granny, I don't think whomping's gonna do no good. I've been studying this problem of heat, and I think I got it figured out.
I'm listening.
Well, the only thing that's gonna get Ellie's mind off of critters is a nice-looking young fellow.
I'm all for getting Ellie a fella.
Maybe Mr. Drysdale can help. He's got some fine-looking young hands working down at his bank.
Now you're talking. You get yourself a son-in-law that can keep his eyes on your money.
I'll call Mr. Drysdale.
Jed Clampett is on his way down here to look over his prospective sons-in-law. Now, I want to look them over first. Where are
He is waiting in my office.
they? He. One man you found?
Only one, whose qualifications make him worthy of the hand of Ellie Mae Clampett. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly.
Oh, bring him in. He'll be an old man before I get to meet him.
Mr. Fred Penrod of the accounting department. Mr. Milburn Drysdale, president of the Commerce Bank and your esteemed employer.
My boy, I've been looking forward to shaking your hand. I have great things in mind for you. Why, just last week, I was saying to my board of directors, keep your eyes on that up-and-coming young man, Rod Penfred.
Fred Penrod.
Exactly. I've been watching you ever since you started to work here.
Well, I just started this morning, sir.
Exactly. And already your work is so outstanding, I have you earmarked for promotion.
Well, to be very honest with you, sir, I haven't done any work yet.
Exactly. And it's that very honesty that has brought you to my attention. Now, I'd like you to come to my house tonight for dinner and bring your wife.
Mr. Drysdale, he isn't married.
Not married? Too bad. Well, there goes your vice presidency, my boy.
Vice presidency?
Oh, yes, but I can only trust a married man with that kind of responsibility. Are you by any chance engaged?
No, sir.
You have a girlfriend?
No, sir. I just moved out here from Kansas City.
Oh, what a golden opportunity you're losing. Hey, Miss Hathaway?
Right you are, Chief.
We've got to get this young man married.
He does need a wife.
Somewhere there must be the right girl for him.
Somewhere indeed.
A girl that can take him from accounting to the vice presidency of this bank.
Chief, I think I have the answer.
Good girl.
Goodbye.
Wait, where are you going?
Back to Kansas City. They may have some crazy little women there, but no crazy accountants.
Oh, come back. Let's talk this over.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I am not going to marry you.
No. We have someone else in mind. I mean, I'm sure we can find someone.
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale.
Ah, Mr. Clampett, come in. I want you to meet a fine young man, Mr. Fredrod.
Fred Penrod.
Mr. Clampett here is our biggest depositor.
Oh, congratulations, sir.
Well, it's no credit to me. My pa was a big man, too. He was taller than me.
You know, in addition to being our biggest depositor, Mr. Clampett is also our richest.
And he has one of the most beautiful daughters in all of Beverly Hills.
Ah, yes, the fabulous Ellie Mae. Tell me, Mr. Clampett, is that ravishing daughter of yours married?
Now, Mr. Drydale, I just called you on the telephone. I told you I was looking for somebody to court Ellie Mae.
That Fred Pan? Rod Pan.
The Penrod.
Now, that name of yours is quite a mouthful. You mind if I just call you Rod?
Fred.
Oh, I'm Jed. I want you to meet my daughter.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be Jake, eh, Fred?
Oh, Ellie. I'm Jed. Rod.
Fred.
No, hold it, everybody. Let's start all over.
Hey, little pawpaw tree, you're gonna make me rich. Yes, sir. You're gonna help me dig up old Jed's money he's got buried around here somewhere.
Leave quick!
Yeah, I'm back again, Granny. You missed me?
No, and I ain't gonna miss you now. Ellie Mae, fetch my shotgun.
Oh, no, Granny, is that any way to behave to an old friend that just drove all the way out here from back home to bring you that pawpaw tree?
That little pawpaw tree for me?
Yes, it is, Granny.
Where'd you steal it?
You cute little old possum, you. If I didn't have my loving wife, Maudie, back to home, I'd come a-courting you.
Why, you lazy, good-for-nothing, ornery, low-down, thieving polecat.
Dog, if you don't sweet-talk me better than my Maudie.
Here's Sonny, Eddie. Howdy, Mr.
Ellie, darling, you must have heard your sweet little old granny wrong. She said to fetch a shovel so old Leif could go and plant that there pawpaw tree he done brung you.
Pawpaw? No wonder Granny's jumping for Joe.
You fetch that shovel now, honey, and you take this thing away, huh?
Ah, you good-for-nothing old gully jumper.
Granny, you sure do know how to make a man feel the hope.
Whereabouts you want your pawpaw tree planted, Granny?
Anywhere handy to the house where it gets a lot of sun.
Well, how about where we filled in your root cellar?
No. You're bound to hit oil. We don't want that messy stuff squirting out of the ground. Wherever you dig shallow.
I hadn't figured on doing actual planting. Mr. Crick seemed right anxious to do that himself.
No. If he digs, he's bound to strike oil. That man fetches nothing but bad luck with him.
All right, Granny. Well, Skipper and me'll plant it.
And hurry. The quicker that tree is in the ground, the quicker we'll be shed of that hairy vittle vulture.
Granny, you'll hurt his feelings.
I'm talking about that hairy varmint sitting in the kitchen. The ugly one.
Let's go, Skip.
Make yourself a sandwich, or do you want me to? Did you eat all the ham they was?
Only the one you give me. You got more. I got more room.
You got more in you now than a smokehouse. Get out of here.
Granny, I need my strength to dig a hole for that pawpaw tree I brung you.
Ellie Mae is done planting the tree. Now get out of here.
Ellie Mae shouldn't do hard work like that. That's for me to do.
Now you climb into that puddle jumper of yours and take your worthless carcass back to the mud waller that you come from, you big bullfrog.
You keep sweet-talking me like that, you're gonna make me homesick for Maudie.
Climb up, little stinker.
I don't have to ask you who you're yelling at. I seen Leif's car out front. Where's Ellie?
Out back, planting the pawpaw tree that Leif brung us.
I'll go tell her to get purdied up. There's a fella coming to court her. Leif Crick brung us a pawpaw tree?
Yep.
He's giving it to us free?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say free. It's already cost me a ham, a pound of butter, and a loaf of bread. And my usually sweet disposition.
Ellie, honey. Where are you, darling?
Over here, Mr. Crick. This here's a dandy spot, Skipper. Plenty of sun.
Wait a minute, Ellie. Now, hold on. Digging in the ground ain't no job for a sweet, purty millionaire's daughter. You let old Leif do that, huh? Hello there, son. You run along.
But Granny wants me to do it.
Oh, now, Ellie, darling. You wouldn't want me to break my word of honor to Maudie, would you? I done give her my promise, crossed my heart, that I'd plant this here tree.
You did?
I took a bow on it, and it's only fair. She went all the way out in the woods, dug it up, toted it 4 miles back to the cabin.
Well,
now, you went along and help your granny. Well, now, will you look at this? Isn't this a nice spot? It's already been dug up, and we won't ruin no grass.
yeah, but Pa wouldn't want you to dig there.
Why not, sweetheart? Something buried here? Hmm?
Yes, sir, and he wants it to stay buried.
Yeah, howdy there, Leif. Granny tells me you brung us a pawpaw tree.
I did for a fact, Jed. All the way from back home, just because I knowed it would pleasure you. And sweet little Granny, too.
Told him not to dig there because they was...
Never mind, Ellie. Now, why don't you run on in the house and get yourself one of them there, what you call bubble bath. Get all sweet and pretty smelling because a young city fella coming over to court you.
He is? What's his name?
His full name is Fred Penrod Penrod, but he answers to Fred, Rod, or Jake.
Sure has got a slew of names, ain't he?
He's got 3 names he don't even use, just the initials, CPA. Is that right?
What's up, Paul?
Yeah, I couldn't help picking up a word here and there. Now, surely you ain't fixing to let no city fella come a-courting Ellie Mae. Not when I got a big, strong, handsome, hard-working, honest, likable, intelligent, unmarried son back home.
Is that the one they call Weasel? He spends most of his time in jail?
That's the boy. He's out again now, Jed. Turn over a new leaf, straightening up his line.
No offense, Leif, but I kind of think Ellie can do better.
Well, let me send for him, Jed. You can see for yourself how he's changed, Dub has. He's a regular city fella now, fit right here in Beverly Hills.
I wouldn't waste no bus fare bringing Dub out here if I was you.
Well, I won't have to, Jed. I'll get Morty to put him in the shoes. He can walk out.
Just forget it, Leif. Now, if you'll excuse me, Ellie's beau will be here directly. I want to see he gets greeted proper.
Well, I'm telling you right now, he won't be the boy my Dub is.
Well, thank you, Leif. That cheers me up considerable.
Well, howdy. You must be the young fella coming to court Ellie Mae. My twin sister.
Twin sister?
Jethro, if you was a young city fella, wouldn't you just drop right to your knees and ask her to marry you?
Yeah.
Ellie Mae, you just about the prettiest thing the Lord ever put together. When that city boy looks at you, his eyes are gonna bug right out of his head.
You say that Ellie Mae is bigger than you?
Well, no, I wouldn't exactly want to say bigger, just fatter is all. We used to be just alike as 2 peas in a pod. Ellie Mae took to eating more than I do. Hey, they sure don't put much candy in these here fancy boxes, do they?
There's 3 pounds in that one.
Good thing you didn't give it to Ellie. She wouldn't even bother to open it for that little dab of sweet.
You know, I just remembered something. I should take my motor scooter in for service. It's overdue.
Is that little thing what you ride?
Yes, sir. It's very economical.
You can't take my sister honeymooning on that. Why, she eats sandwiches bigger on this contraption.
You're right. I'll come back when I can afford a truck. Something bigger.
Little city boy, you running out on my sister?
Oh, no, sir.
Because if you are, you better never show your face around here again.
I won't. I promise.
And you pass that word around down there to the bank. Ain't gonna be no trifling with Ellie Mae Clampett. Next young fella comes up here, Corton's gonna marry her.
Yes, sir.
All 300 pounds of her.
Yes, sir.
Now you get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Must be your beau. Come on, Ellie.
And don't you come back, boy.
You have my word.
Howdy there, young fella. Here's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Hi, Fred.
Hi. So long. This girl is Ellie Mae?
That's right.
Boy, I've heard of crash diets, but this is fantastic.
Is this Ellie's beau?
Scrawny little feller.
I'd like you to meet Ellie's granny and her cousin Jethro. Folks, this is Mr. CPA Fred Rod.
No, Penrod. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant.
Oh, we couldn't remember all them names.
Just call me Fred.
Pleased to meet you, Freddie.
Glad to meet you, Granny.
Howdy, Fred.
Hi.
That there your scooter?
Yes, it is.
Can I ride it?
Sure.
Thank you.
Help yourself.
It pushes hard, but sure do ride smooth.
Come on in, young fella.
Hello? Hello? Is this Luke's General Store over at Sibley? Is that you, Luke? Well, this is your old friend, Leif Crick. Now, hold on now, Luke. Don't go hanging up. I'm calling for Jed Clampett. Yeah. He wants you to send my boy Dub out to California right away. He is? Since when? Well, can't you get the sheriff to let him out?
Now, you young folks go right on in the parlor and start getting acquainted. Granny and me will see you later.
Yes, sir, Pa.
Oh, Mr. Fred, I'd like to have a word with you.
Yes, sir.
Skipper, sure do hope you like that nice young fellow that's come to court me.
Now, Granny, I reckon you'll be wanting to get the victuals ready.
Not especially.
Well, do it anyway.
Shit, I don't.
Now, I'd just like to say that my daughter Ellie ain't been courted much. She's what you might call innocent, sweet and innocent.
I understand perfectly, Mr. Clampett.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Fred, do you like to get hugged real hard?
Boy, has your father lost touch with you. Yeah, I sure do like to get hugged real hard. I sure do.
Sit down right there and close your eyes.
Boy, I'm not going to miss those crazy little women back in Kansas City one bit.
This is a good way to get acquainted.
Yeah. You know something, Ellie? You've got to start using a milder detergent.
Oh, no, Luke, you got to do it for me. I mean, for Jed. Yeah, you got to do it for yourself, too. If my boy's Dubs married to Jed's girl, Ellie, you're going to get that money I owe you. And it's going to save me a heap of digging, too. Now, you tell the sheriff Jed Clampett's going to pay for everything. Sure. All you got to do is get Dub out of jail, clean him up, put shoes on him, and send him out here to marry Ellie Mae. Did you hear some noise on the line?
You quit getting by me now.
Leif Crick must be here. He's Mr. Clampett's nearest and dearest friend.
I know. I tried to hire him as a night watchman at the bank, but the poor fellow just couldn't fit it into his busy schedule.
Human dynamo, that man.
Fantastic. He never stops working.
Another Jed Clampett. That's what he is.
Yes. Well, let's see how young Redfern's doing.
Redpen. Rodbroom.
Never mind. Let's see how he's doing.
Oh, Mr. Crick, how nice to see you.
Why, it's that pretty Miss Jane and that young Mr. Drysdale, the handsome banker.
I like this man. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm looking for a place to dig a hole to plant a little old pawpaw tree for my nearest and dearest friends, the Clampetts.
Always working, this man.
Fantastic.
Can't you stop just for a while?
Oh, no, ma'am. I must keep ahead of Granny. Working, that is. I couldn't let no woman outwork me. I'll be seeing you.
What a man.
Salt of the earth.
Fabulous.
Well, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale, come in, come in.
Thank you.
Well, how did Ellie like my accountant, young Fernpot?
Henfred. Rod.
I declare that boy's got names he ain't even used. I hope if he marries up with Ellie Mae, he'll pick out 3 or 4 of his favorites and leave the rest go.
Apparently the young accountant has taught Ellie to play the piano. That's a duet.
By George, that young Fernpan is talented. Who's playing the piano duet?
He is.
Granny, them was the best company victuals you ever cooked.
Absolutely wonderful. What were those delicious little meatballs?
I'll give you the receipt when you get married, Miss Jane. Them's my owl burgers, deep-fried in possum fat.
Husband will never leave home with them on the table.
I had a nice big smoked ham, too. But that lazy good-for-nothing Leif Prick ate the whole thing.
Granny, I would hardly call Leif Prick lazy. He didn't stop digging long enough to come in and eat.
Digging?
Leif Prick?
Whereabouts?
Somewhere out and back, I suppose. He's planting your pawpaw tree.
Leif? Ain't that a kind of a deep hole for that little pawpaw tree?
I gotta give the roots plenty of room, Jed.
Don't dig no deeper. You'll hit oil.
Well, I done hit it 4 times already, Granny, but I plugged the holes couldn't tight.
Jed, I might have me a root cellar after all.
Depends on how good he plugged up the oil. That's a lot of pressure to hold back. I think he plugged it up too good. Looky yonder.
Oil! It's oil! It's a regular curse! Stairs, your heart is going to swell up and burst with pride.
Well, let's take a look.
Here's me, 60 years ago, head to toe. Let out a little in between. What took you so long, girl?
Well, I thought I'd never get them rascals buttoned up.
Lost my button hook. Well, Jed, don't she just fair take your breath away?
She does for a fact, Granny. But, is women still wearing them kind of clothes today?
No. And that's why so many ain't getting married.
What you mean?
Women's clothes today don't leave nothing for men to wonder about. You take them women down to the victual store. Them women come in there wearing little shorts and something they call stretch pants. They all look like a 4-pound sausage stuffed into a 2-pound skin.
Not in the middle store, huh?
Oh, it's shameful. Them women show more than a sideshow wiggle dancer at a county fair. Ain't you been down there? Ain't you seen them?
No, but you sure put me in the mood to go.
Nothing to fun about, Jed. You want your daughter to have a happy marriage, don't you?
Oh, of course I do, but...
Ellie, come here.
Howdy, everybody. Hey, Ellie, you're...
What's so funny?
You! What's that thing you got on your head?
That's an expensive hat. Special made. Cost my paw 2 pigs and a chicken.
If you ask me, it'd look better to wear the 2 pigs and the chicken.
I reckon nobody asked you, Jethro.
Well, all right, but her fella's coming up the driveway now, so she better hurry and get into some courting clothes.
She's wearing courting clothes.
Them?
There he is. I'll go let him in.
No, Ellie. It ain't proper for a young girl to be ready when her beau comes to the front door. We'll wait in here. Your pa'll let him in.
I sure hope I can remember his names.
He sure does have a bunch of them.
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy there, young fella. Jethro, you remember Mr. CPA Rodfern Fred Penfernpot?
Penrod.
I always forget that one.
That's my name, simply Penrod.
Well, simply, this here is Jethro.
Nice to see you again, Simply.
Fred.
No, that's Jethro. I'm Jed.
I'm Fred.
Now you getting it? I don't blame you for getting mixed up with other folks' names. You got enough to do to remember your own. You must have 8 or 10.
Howdy, Mr. Redfern. You're in for a surprise.
Ellie?
No, simply, this here's Granny.
Simply.
That's what he wants us to call him, Simply Penrod.
Praise be. I never could remember all them other names.
Hi there, Fred.
Ellie, what are you, a Gibson girl?
Shucks, no, I'm a Clampett.
Give the boy credit, Ellie. He remembered your first name. That's better than he did with any of the rest of it.
I mean, what are you doing in the strange costume?
Funny looking, ain't it, Sim?
Yes, it is.
You think that's funny, do you? Walk for him, Ellie.
You're right, that's really funny.
Why, you silly pig
Now,
squeak, you don't
Simply
know...
and Ellie, I reckon it's time for you to get going. Come on.
Maybe we ought to stay here, Ellie Mae. All I've got's my motor scooter.
You said you'd ice pop our car.
Oh.
There it is, Simply. It's all yours.
Is this your car, Mr. Clampett?
Well, strictly speaking, it belongs to my cousin Pearl, but I can keep it as long as I keep her boy Jethro.
I'm afraid I don't know how to drive this.
Jethro!
So maybe we'd just better stay here instead of going out to dinner.
Oh, fine with me. Granny's cooking up hog jowls.
Maybe we can both get on the scooter.
Oh, no need to do that, young'uns. Jethro, drive you any place you want to go.
Sure I will.
Come on, Fred.
Up there?
Yeah, come on, pillow fella.
He laughs anymore at your courting dress. Make him walk home. Ed, I think we're making a mistake, letting that city whippersnapper court Ellie.
Well, now, Mr. Drysdale seems to set great store by young Fernpot. Simply says he's going to move right up the ladder.
Ladder? What's he do down the bank? Wash windage?
Yeah, I understand it. He's got something to do with bookkeeping.
Let's keep him on a high shelf if he has to climb for him. I say that we ought to take Ellie home and get her married to a hillman. She's a filly with a high spirit, and she needs a strong hand at the rein.
Well, Leaf Crick's mighty anxious for his boy Dub to get hitched to Ellie. He's strong.
I said a hillman, not a gully-jumping mud crawler.
All right, Randy.
Well, boy, now you're gonna commence a courting that sweet, beautiful, rich Ellie Mae. Wake up, boy.
I'm awake.
Then open your eyes.
What for?
'Cause we's there.
Please, where?
At Jed Clampett's house, doggone it. Now open your eyes and have a look.
What for? I believe you.
Now, boy, when they open the door, you let your pa do all the talking, you hear? Selling the Clampetts on letting you marry into their family is going to be hard on sneaking daylight past the rooster. Wake up, boy. I'm talking on you.
I'm awake, Paul.
Then look at me.
What for? I know what you look like.
Oh, there now. I got that nasty old bee that stung you on the head. Why, Jed Clampett, I didn't see you standing there. You know my boy, Doug.
Yeah, I do. Howdy, Doug.
Boy, Mr. Clampett done said howdy on you. Now, why don't you answer him?
Because you said when they opened the door to let you do all the talking.
I thought I see another bee.
You head smart, boy?
Answer the man.
Only when Paul hits me.
Another one to buzzing by.
Y'all better come in out of the bees.
Well, thank you, Jed. Thank you.
Got the sack.
Oh, why, this here's just a little present the Dub brought out for Ellie Mae. A nice batch of black walnuts, the kind you can't grow out here.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you, Dub. Where'd you get them?
Answer the man.
I stole them.
Well, what he means is they hadn't fallen off in the tree yet, and he had to pick them. Now, to a nature lover like my Dub, that's the same as stealing them baby walnuts from their mother. Oh, sweet he is.
Yeah, I reckon that's why the bees took out after him.
Yeah. Jed, we just plumb tuck it out from toting these here walnuts all the way out here to Ellie. Now, couldn't we just spend the night in your barn? We'd curl up in the hay. We wouldn't be no trouble to nobody.
Well, Leif, we ain't got a barn. There's plenty of bedrooms upstairs. As long as you keep quiet and don't rile up Granny, you're welcome to use them.
Did you hear that, boy? Didn't I tell you Jed was like that? Didn't I tell you he was the salt of the earth, had a lot of heart? Ooh-wee. This is right out of a castle, that's what it is. What do you think of this, Dub? It takes your breath away, don't it? Come on, boy, speak up. Tell Mr. Clampett what you think of this beautiful room he's giving us.
Roof leaks, huh?
Don't think so, Doug.
Of course it don't leak. What do you want to say a Dub thing like that for?
Because there's a tent over the bed. You're gonna ruin my hat.
Appreciate it if you two be as quiet as you can. I don't want Granny to know you're here, leastwise not just yet. I'll break it to her gently in the morning.
Oh, we understand, Jed.
I don't.
Must be them bee stings, Jed. He'll be all right as soon as he rests and has some victuals.
I'll bring up some grits and jowls directly.
You're a good man, Jed. I says to Morty before we left, I says, dry your eyes, Morty. I says, Jed Clampett's a good man. He'll treat me and Dub just like we was his own. He'll board us and bed us, salt of the earth, Jed is.
Leif, you hadn't ought to waste all that. Out here in Beverly Hills, you can sack it and sell it.
Now, you get yourself cleaned up and you get into them store-bought and city-made courting clothes of yours and you ask Ellie Mae to marry you. You gotta make that girl your finance before Granny runs us off.
I think you mean fiancé.
You mean fiancé. I mean finance.
Hey, Uncle Jed, I just seen old Leif Crick's car out front. Is he here?
I don't want Granny to know they's here.
They?
Bring his boy with him.
Dub? Is old Dub Crick here? Hey, Dub!
Boy, I just told you I don't want Granny to know they's here. Now, come on, let's get that car out of sight before she sees it. Where's Ellie Mae and Simply?
Oh, they're out riding. I learned him how to drive the truck.
All right, now, take Leif's car, put it over behind them bushes yonder.
Ain't got no key in it. I'll just let off the brake and push it.
Need any help?
Shucks, no.
Remember now, keep this whole thing quiet.
Okay.
Not so fast, Jethro. You're headed for the hill. Look out. Catch it, Jethro.
Got away from me, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, I see it there. There she goes. Looks like Leif and his boy is going to be with us longer than I figured.
Come in, Mr. Drysdale.
Granny, did you hear that loud noise?
Yeah. Don't let it worry you. It's my grits exploding.
Grits explode.
Yep, they do it every time I pressure cook them. Would you care to stay for victuals? We're having some blowed-up grits and some deep-fried hog jowls.
No, thank you, Granny.
And a nice green salad, wilted crabgrass,
No, thank you.
tadpole soup, and some candied crawdad tails.
No, really. As a matter of fact, Miss Hathaway is having dinner at our house, and I was hoping that Ellie Mae and young Fernpile could join us. Oh, he's a young CPA at my bank.
Oh, you mean Simply?
Who?
The window washer.
Greetings, Granny. I'm sorry, Chief, but Mrs. Drysdale wants you to come at once. She's ready to serve the shrimp.
Looks like Simply come while you were gone.
What?
Better not keep your wife waiting.
Au revoir, Granny.
Same to you, whatever it is.
Quick,
Doing the work of two men, as usual.
human dynamo.
Why, it's beautiful, Miss Jane. And handsome young banker Drysdale. You know, for a minute there, I thought I was seeing Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
By George, Crick, you're too good for this kind of back-breaking work. Now, won't you reconsider taking a job in my bank?
You mean a white-collar job?
Yes.
Well, sir, it's too late for me to change the hard-working habits of a lifetime. All I can hope for is that my boy has it better.
You have a son?
Well, you wouldn't know he was my son, ma'am. My boy Dub has a head on his shoulders.
Smart lad, eh?
Mr. Drysdale, smart just ain't the word for that boy.
Chief, Mr. Crick's son sounds like a natural for our executive trainee program.
Just what I was thinking. Mr. Crick, can your boy fly out here and talk to me about a job?
Fly? Why, Mr. Drysdale, just for the honor of shaking your hand, that boy would crawl out here on his hands and knees.
Just have him fly out.
I can't, Mr. Drysdale. I'm a poor man. All I got are the rags on my back.
Oh, of course. How thoughtless of me. Here.
Sir, I couldn't take money from you. I'll have him walk out.
What? It's over 2,000 miles. It would take him weeks.
Well, he can run some of the way.
Nonsense, here. If he flies, he'll be here in a few hours.
Oh, sir, all this money.
It's worth every penny to have Leif Crick's son in my bank.
Chip off the old block, I'll wager.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That boy is a born crook. I mean, Crick. Bless you. Bless you both. I'll run tell him. Telegraph him.
Howdy do. I pressure cook 16 pounds of grits, 30 sets of hog jowls. Nobody shows up to eat. Grits and jowls, come and get them or I'll throw them out. If there's anybody upstairs, Biggles is ready.
Don't throw them out. I'm coming.
There's a Crick in the house. Where's my shotgun?
Oops, I forgot.
Jed, come a-running. Fetch my shotgun.
What is the matter, Granny? You're yelling like you seen the devil himself.
I seen worse. A Crick. Dumb Crick.
Too bad, Uncle Jed, after we tried so hard.
Ow, my toe! It must be gonna rain. Why don't you go out in the kitchen and have some victuals?
Just 'cause it's gonna rain ain't no cause to stomp a fella's toe.
Now then, Granny, just where did you see this, Crick, was it?
Yes, it was it? Dumb Crick in his underwear. He came flying down them stairs, and when I yelled at him, he went flying back up.
Kind of like when you seen that giant jackrabbit nobody else could see, huh?
That jackrabbit was here, and Dumb Crick is here, and probably is no good Paul along with him.
Well, then, their car ought to be sitting out front, huh?
Yeah, let's go set fire to it.
Granny, was it there?
No.
Yeah, come on now. Let's go have some victuals and we'll all feel better. Giant jackrabbit?
No, Leif Crick, he's here.
Maybe you've been working too hard.
I tell you, I've seen him.
Where are you going, Granny?
I'm gonna search this house top to bottom till I find that overgrown varmint.
What would a jackrabbit be doing upstairs?
I'm looking for a jackrabbit.
Howdy, Paul, Granny.
Well, look who's here. You young folks home kind of early, ain't you?
Well, we had to come home. There are no lights on that truck.
What you want to do, read?
Did you see anything of Leif Crick's car out front?
No, ma'am.
Did you see anything of Leif?
No, ma'am.
How about his boy, Dub?
No, ma'am.
I don't suppose you saw anything of a giant jackrabbit.
You women folks is through whispering. I think you ought to invite this young fellow to stay for supper. How about it, simply?
Fred.
No, I'm Jeff.
Mr. Clampett, my name is Fred Penrod, period.
He's come up with another one.
Well, let's go sit at the table before my tadpole soup gets cold.
Oh, I just remembered. I've got to work on the books tonight. So long, everybody.
I'll be seeing you, Fred.
Mañana, Ellie.
Mañana?
I wish that boy would pick out one favorite name and stick to it.
Granny, can I take off my court and dress now?
Sure, honey. I'll keep the soup hot.
Won't take me long.
Hurry up, boy. Ellie Mae's come home. Ain't you in them high-class big city courting clothes yet?
Almost, Paul. And they is really something. You can't even tell they second hand.
Come on out here. Let me have a look. I've never seen nothing like that before. Are you sure them's real big city clothes?
Yes, sir. Luke Short over at the general store in Sibley bought these off a fella that worked at the racetrack in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Well, cities just don't come no bigger than Hot Springs.
That's the truth. You know what this outfit's worth, including the watch and the yaller shoes?
How much?
$15.
$50? That's what I call robbery.
Yeah, I knowed you'd be proud. It's the most I ever stole.
Now, that is. Commencing tomorrow, you's gonna be working at Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Now, by dingies, we'll find out if I'm seeing spooks or cricks. I never knew a crick yet to pass up free grits and jowls.
Tell when Granny pressure cooks the grits. Tenders them up real nice.
Dad! Dad! Come help me, I caught him!
Caught who, Granny?
Just pull on this rope. You'll see. Well, does that look like a vision?
Oh, it looks like Jethro.
Well, it's worth your life to try to get seconds around here.
Sorry, Jethro. I thought it was one of the cricks.
Yonder she is, boy. Get to courting.
Which one?
I think your best chance is with the little one.
Granny?